it's not just their coaches, you know, fighting to keep their jobs. I can just see the emotion they have for the program, and you can tell that they really, really want to win, and they really want to get this program back to where it used to be.
When Brian Harsin came back to Boise last December, he said the City of Trees wasn't a job.
No, it was more like a destination or coming home for him. At 37, Harsin is the 4th youngest head coach in the country and one of only 13 coaching at his alma mater. With Harsin as the offensive coordinator, BSU scored 2,733 points, the highest total in the country in that span. But he can't bring the swagger back to the program by himself.
When you're calling plays, you get into a flow, you got to trust your gut, you kind of know, and you know what, there'll be some calls in there that people will be like, but you're always going to get that. And when you hit it, you know, it's like, that's exactly what I was planning on, and if you don't, well, you got to be okay with accepting that you were questioned on it right there, it didn't work, but not let that affect you on the next play call. And ultimately, they compliment you on seeing things that maybe you don't see, because sometimes you get like this and you need to have those other guys open your eyes back up and say you're missing this, and you got to be okay with that.
The two guys that Coach Harsin just had to get to be the yin to his yang. One of them was defensive coordinator Marcel Yates. He was the defensive back guru that sent players like Kyle Wilson, Jerron Johnson, and Jamar Taylor to the NFL. His goal to become a coordinator just happened to land him back at Boise State, something he hadn't planned but was happy to accept.
You get to the point to where you've had a position group and your position group is doing well. I think the next step for you is only to want to move up to your next, you know, that next step. And so for me, that next step felt like I wanted to be a coordinator.
Yates has always had the recruiting touch, especially in California, but before he even coached a snap, he had fans buzzing about the signing of Dylan Sumner Gardner. Meantime, fans are anticipating a return to the old Boise State offense with Harsin and former Bronco quarterback Mike Sanford. He comes from a time when the Broncos weren't afraid to pull a rabbit out of their hat on offense, and when big plays were the plays. Sanford thinks the answers will start small for the Bronco staff.
The attention and the focus, you know, that this place is always placed on details, and you know, just remaining cutting edge with what's going on in college football, and then I think the other thing is just the recruiting, you know, and I think that's one thing. I think it really helped us, for some of us, to go to the highest level and the most competitive cutthroat level of recruiting.
Sanford is also back as a coach for the first time, but he joked that he felt like his coaching career actually started his senior year when he was a backup to then quarterback Jared Zabransky. Kickoff is fast approaching, and we've got a lot to do still.
Like predict the game, for example. On the other side of the break, Jay and I will share our keys to Boise State picking up a victory in the Georgia Dome tonight.